You are now listening on One Radio, the talk show podcast station, bringing you the unfiltered news and information. This is Let's Talk News Report. Welcome, you are now listening to On One Radio, the talk show podcast station, bringing you the current events and issues. All information and resources are based on the opinions of the host, unless otherwise noted. This podcast may contain some quotations and or excerpts from copyrighted material. These uses fall well within the copyright doctrine of fair use. If you are a new listener, welcome. You could have been anywhere, but you chose to be here to get your news. I appreciate that. And what's up goes out to all of my on ones, day ones who listen and give me feedback. So if you're new, like, subscribe, share, follow, all those good things to enable yourself to receive the latest of the raw, uncut, and unfiltered news. Now, we're doing a little black news for you today. Now, this story comes out of Winona, Mississippi. Curtis Flowers is the case that had been ongoing, and Mississippi finally drops case after Curtis Flowers was tried 6 times on a murder charge. Well, charges. Here we go. Prosecutors in Mississippi are dismissing the case against Curtis Flowers, a black man who was tried 6 times in a murder case by a white prosecutor and spent 23 years in prison. The indictments against Flowers over the deaths of 4 people were dismissed. And he states, "Today I am finally free from the injustice that left me locked in a box for nearly 23 years, Flowers stated. "I've been asked if I ever thought this day would come. I have been blessed with a family that never gave up on me, and with them by my side, I knew it would." The Mississippi Attorney General's office had filed the motion to dismiss the indictments against Flowers, citing it is in the interest of justice that the state will not seek an unprecedented 7th trial of Mr. Flowers. Now, a copy of the motion had been published, and its authenticity was confirmed. As evidence stands today, there is no key prosecution witness that incriminates Mr. Flowers, who is alive and available and has not had multiple conflicting statements in the record. So the man was telling the truth. Flowers was accused of capital murder in the killings of 4 people inside a furniture store in Winona, Mississippi. Prosecutors alleged Flowers stole a .380 caliber pistol and shot the store's owner, Beth Tardy, and 3 employees, execution style, on July 16, 1996. Flowers had once worked for Tardy and, according to prosecutors, killed her because she fired him after docking his pay for damaging a pair of batteries. He killed the other 3 victims to eliminate witnesses, prosecutors alleged. Tardy and 2 victims were white, 1 was black. The case against Curtis Flowers never made sense, one of Flowers' attorneys, Rob McDuff, said in a statement. He was 26 years old with no criminal record and nothing in his history to suggest he would commit a crime like this. As time went by, even more evidence emerged to corroborate his innocence. That's that time tells all. But unfortunately, he had to spend all that time locked away. An innocent man, just locked away. Flowers was in prison for 2 decades and faced 6 murder trials. The Mississippi Supreme Court overturned Flowers' first 3 convictions, 2 of which resulted in death sentences, and his next 2 trials ended in hung juries. So they were pretty much trying to basically kill this man, an innocent man, for nothing. And that's really sad, and it is an injustice. Now, after his last trial in 2010, A Montgomery County jury found him guilty and he was sentenced to death. His lawyers appealed the case, and last year, the United States Supreme Court ruled Flowers deserved a new trial because state's lead prosecutor, Doug Evans, had engaged in unconstitutional racial discrimination by striking African American jurors from the panel. The prosecution was flawed from the beginning and was tainted throughout by racial discrimination. It should never have occurred and lasted far too long, but we are glad it's finally over, McDuff stated. The Flowers family said they felt happy and blessed because a weight has been finally lifted from Flowers' shoulders. We have prayed for this day and are looking forward to the future, knowing that our brother will not be going back to prison. We know our mom is looking down on our only wish is that she could have been here to welcome Curtis home, the family said in a statement. But looking at this case makes you wonder about all the other cases that have taken place. And this man was tried 6 times, and none of his story changed in all 6 trials. And yes, this racial thing is a huge issue. It's motivation to destroy an innocent black man, which is very unjust, and it is unconstitutional. This man deserves so much more than what he received. And this is just a testament to what America has become, or has been. Because America has never been great, as you can see. And so many people's lives are being thrown away as well as affected from losing those whose lives have been destroyed. It's a ripple effect. It's like throwing a rock out in a pond or skipping a rock across a lake. Those ripples, they start small and they spread out wide, and it affects everything around it. So in a case like this man being tried 6 times on murder charges, not only did it destroy his life and livelihood, but it also affected his family. That's lost time that he'll never be able to get back with his mother because she's deceased. How can you correct that? You can't. It is priceless. Now, my opinion on this is that he should sue. It should be a civil suit against the prosecutors from the beginning, and just go all the way up. This is 23 years spent in prison for nothing. This man will never get those 23 years back. Nothing anyone can say or do is going to give that back. Like nothing. The years of your life is irreplaceable. And it's another situation of what happens in America. America's motto is pretty much land of the free, home of the brave. You gotta be brave to live in America. And as you can see with Curtis Flowers, among so many other innocent black men, it's not the land of the free. How can you feel free in a place where you can be thrown in prison and pretty much sentenced to death for nothing? Doesn't sound free to me. Does it sound free to you? You guys let me know what you think about this. If you've heard about this case, give me some feedback. Let me know what you think. And I appreciate you for being here. And this has been your Black News Report. Let's Talk News Report. Thank you for taking the time to listen to the Let's Talk News Report. I wish you the best and don't end up on the news over dumb shit. I've been your host, Tony Williams, and this is On One Radio. the talk show podcast station.